Even the idea of witnesses, like by 2 or 3 witnesses shall truth by every word be established. I mean, that's a temple theme. Like, how do you were saying, oh, like how do you know if it's a true angel or not? Like there are ways of knowing. We are given witnesses. We are given the ability to know, right? If witnesses of messages from God are true or not. We're given the ability to discern it. We're given a system of 2 and 3 witnesses, and it's a system. There are patterns. There are things that are in play that are eternal, and they're plain and they're precious and they're simple, but they're perfect and they work.
You know what else is fascinating about this is this testimony of the 3 witnesses. I mean, it's been published since the first edition of the Book of Mormon. It would have been so easy if any of these men, if just one of these men had recanted and said, I made the whole thing up, or I was peer pressured into it, like the whole thing's fake, that alone I won't say would have, but that could have created that could have been devastating. Like, frankly, it could have been so devastating, especially early on in the growth of the church and in setting up a foundation where the gospel could continue to grow and spread throughout the world. If one of those men had just come out because of anger or jealousy or vengeance or retribution, whatever you want to say, because they were at odds with Joseph or with the church or whatever, if they had come out and recanted that, denied that, that would have been one of the greatest tools at the adversary's disposal. And yet none of them did. None of them did, despite how at odds they got with the church at certain times of their lives. They never did that. That would have definitely shook the foundations of the Book of Mormon, at the very least, if one of them had done that. And yet it didn't happen. And it's just amazing to me that this never really gets discussed. It never really gets teased out and thought through in a very, in a very academic and deep, meditative way. Like, there's no real consideration for what these men continued to testify of, even as they were no longer members of the church. I mean, that just gets glossed over and forgotten about as if it's no big deal. And yet the Lord is telling us in these verses, no, this is significant. Like, their witness is a big deal, and it was foreordained. Like, that's substantial, and we should really discuss that and utilize that more.
Or they were just all con men in on it together. You know how well con men like to work together.
The best con men ever in history all happen to be in the same location at the same time. Brilliant. It's brilliant.
You know how con men like to let just one of the group run off with everything, and they don't take it personally, and they don't.
We're not convincing anybody by this route, but it's interesting to think about.
All right, let's jump back to section 4. Behold, a marvelous work is about to come forth among the children of men. Therefore, O ye that embark in the service of God, see that ye serve him with all your heart, might, mind, and strength, that ye may stand blameless before God at the last day. Therefore, if ye have desires to serve God, you are called to the work. For behold, the field is white, all ready to harvest. And lo, he that thrusteth in his sickle with his might, the same layeth up in store that he perisheth not, but bringeth salvation to his soul. Spoiler, the marvelous work has come forth.
Well, you ruined that for a bunch of people.
What is the marvelous work? Well, it's the restoration, right? Thank you for watching. If you found this content spiritually enlightening, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Like the gospel, these little things make all the difference, and it helps the algorithm push out better content for everyone to enjoy on YouTube.